Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to CCS Season 6. It's Conference Tournament Championship Week presented by Sideline Sports Network. I'm back with co-host Fox tonight. The American Athletic Conference Tournament wraps up with number 1 East Carolina, number 2 Charlotte, followed by Florida International and Sam Houston, and then San Diego State will take on Utah State at the midnight Eastern hour later in the night. But nonetheless, it'll be a fun night, Fox. Yeah, it is. Should be coming through. Yeah, we're good.
No, I don't hear it on the stream.
It says it's coming through.
Oh, there we go. Now we're good. Now we've got it figured out. But either way, a loaded schedule, best of 7. Hopefully, a lot of these games do go to 7. This is the cream of the crop, so to speak, with conference tournaments coming down to the championship. These two, the 1 and 2 scenes, I mean, honestly, you expected East Carolina to be here. It was pretty safe bet to see that Charlotte is here too, at least in this current exchange. And it's kind of like a battle of inner North Carolina right now. It's really interesting to see. Nation, who do you have coming out on top in this one?
Got Charlotte coming out on top. They've been dominant in the American for a couple of seasons now, and I think East Carolina this summer took advantage of a Charlotte roster that wasn't quite taking it as serious, and they did get the win in the regular season, but I think tonight will be different.
Yeah, Nation, with belief in the Niners. I am a fan of basically, personally, so I feel like East Carolina could have the upper hand here, but regardless, definitely want to see a great series, want to see a competitive series, and not only that, it's not the only series tonight either. We've got a very packed schedule, so if you want to catch some more Rocket League after this, 10 and 11 Eastern right here on Collegiate CS, we've got even more conference tournament action going on as a lot of these brackets end up winding down. We finally get a chance to see who is the top of the conferences. So yeah, that name is that's definitely something.
That's pretty sure it's Bala.
That's an insane name. That is amazing. Oh, good old Furia.
But anywho, I mean, again, we've still got a game after this at 10 Eastern with Florida International, Sam Houston State, who's a 7th seed, by the way, playing for a conference title. And then at midnight Eastern, SDSU and Utah State will go head-to-head for the Mountain West title.
Oh, there he is. He is fixing his name, which means we are just about ready to get underway. The Pirates and the Niners taking on. We've got a prediction in chat. Pirates by 90. Not sure if 90 is going to be statistically possible, but the belief, I'm feeling it. So I respect it, absolutely. However, we will have to see who comes out on top as we are just about ready to get kicked off as soon as he gets back, which he has joined. He is now Bala, and he will be Bala on your screen. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, the conference final championship here on Collegiate CS, and already we have a demo to start things off. Wonder if it'll be a demo-heavy series as we have yet another one, and we're just barely started, and already people are starting to die.
Already 2 demos, just 15 seconds in, Fox. So we are underway, though, finally. Good to, after about a 6-minute delay, get things underway here with game number 1. East Carolina trying to go back to a 3rd straight trip to the CCS Championship. Charlotte looking for a 5th straight trip.
Bala playing a little bit undercover there. His the secondary paint on his decal is a purple, very much matching ECU, even though he is a green player. For Charlotte has to reach up and make that save. Wonder if that will pay any sort of help for him. A lot of people complained about Daniel using the purple decal on the orange side back at the major. So I'm sure that the players will not be affected by that by any means. Basically has to come back with no boost. Makes a solid touch on his goal line, but they are giving away possession to the Niners. Great infield. Lazy slightly late to that touch. He will be challenged in the corner. ECU getting enough presence and enough resources where they need to defensively, they'll clear the zone.
Demos trade there. Knight and Glare able to connect with a couple of kills on ECU and Charlotte in that meantime. But a minute 15 gone here, Fox. I mean, early on, Charlotte's offensive pressure starting to build up early.
Yep, it is getting there, and you can see the demos on their rotations in and out as Bala sneaking in from underneath as that ball headed up towards the back wall. Glare is watching the touch, trying to get it, and then Bala just sneaks in. I mean, he's just like right there, a little thief. picking Glaire's pocket. Glaire thought he would have had time to get to the back wall, did not. It is Bala putting it home, and Charlotte the early lead, and deservedly so, because that pressure was continuing to bend, and finally it broke through into the Pirates' goal.
Fox, I know you're tapped in with, college sports burners on Twitter. I mean, a lot of Charlotte burners like to call ECU Easy U as it's 2-0 for Charlotte.
Oh, and being a former NC State alumni, we very much know some of the banter that goes towards ECU, as NC State has been building their own little rivalry with the Pirates out east. And right now, Charlotte with a 2-0 lead. Good advantage there. Taking advantage of another one right off of the kickoff. The Niners are starting to run away with this one. We've not even played 2 minutes, and we have a trio of goals, all belonging to Niner Green.
And Charlotte's just, again, their offensive pressure, the kickoffs. ECU hasn't quite had the response that they're looking for here. Early, and again, it's still not even 2 minutes into game one, but things are looking really, really good right now. It's about to be 4-0 potentially here for Charlotte soon.
Yep, they definitely need to attempt, at least, to grab themselves a little bit of positive momentum. Get something good feeling. A shot on goal, a trip out of the zone. Here's basically going to try to do just that. He's getting attacked from both angles, from in front and from behind. Now Glaire will have to watch as Bala pokes this one through. Another demo, defensive demo that time by Charlotte. The shot's on goal. The team bump ends up not mattering. That was almost catastrophe there for the Niners if that team bump was any sooner, because after he touched the ball, he got sent flying, but they do survive. ECU right back on offense, though. Chief goes for the bump. Lazy will take the lazy approach, nice and calm. Sits down at the field and continues to play on without being demoed. So a good avoidance, but nice little response here from ECU, and it is right in their back of the net once again, as the turnover in front will put Charlotte up 4-0.
It's 4-0 at the half, and Fox, these championship games this season matter just a little bit more. The tournament being shrunk down to 32 teams for the summer, with 17 automatic qualifiers and 15 teams selected at large. The loser of this game, it could be the end of your season if 15 teams are slated better than you by the committee.
Yep, it is definitely lock-in time here for ECU, as game one has not gone their way, of course. If you're unfamiliar with CCS, a lot of times game one will be kind of lopsided like this, and then game two, a better response comes out as the teams start to get their feet wet a little bit. But so far, not a lot has gone the Pirates' way here. Defensively, there have been a couple errors. They've gotten outraced. They've gotten demoed quite a bit in their own zone. And then offensively, on the other side of the field, they've not really put a whole lot of pressure on Charlotte, as that shot will be denied now, basically. Going to try to shoot. Lacy had that one read the whole way. A good recovery here by the Niners, coming back to the house, keeping things neat and tidy, keeping that big 0 on the ECU side of the scoreboard.
And at third to go, Glaire fires and scores. There's the first for the Pirates, 4-1.
That's what you need right there. Bala's touch ends up in the hands of Glaire. Great steal moving forward, as there was a demo being chased by the second man for Charlotte. That allows Glaire to find that open space. There was nobody in support. Lazy tried to get back, but could not. And ECU, that's the first goal. As I always say, the first goal of any series, especially one on stream, especially a conference championship, it's got to feel pretty good. Now, the question is, do they make a ball game out of game one, or do they start to regain for game two?
A minute 15 to go here, Fox. I think kind of feel like they're out of time a little bit, but a minute still manageable for two, maybe three if you get something quickly. But Knight wants to put it away. Couldn't do so there. 1 minute to go. East Carolina looking to go upfield here with a chance to get within two, and Bala quickly turns that one wide, and time's expiring on the East Carolina here, Fox.
Yep, great control here by Charlotte in their own zone. Lazy has no hurry right now. He also has no boost, meaning he will lose the ball, but only for a moment. Bala reaches up, making sure to eat away as much clock as possible. The Charlotte Niners going into game management mode here. All they have to do is eat away a minute, not concede 3 goals. How about a fourth one? As Bala will increase the lead right back to 4. It looked a little bit easy. That was mostly because Knight was absolutely chasing the heck out of poor Chief in net.
I told you pre-game I expected Charlotte to come out strong tonight. That they've done so far. Because again, East Carolina won the season series against Charlotte. I believe it was game 5 to close the regular season. They got the 1 seed in the AAC tournament, and now again Charlotte has responded with a 5-1 finish to game 1.
Oh, nice little skimmer there. Ends up being a pass. Good save. Now an outnumbered opportunity. Glare is going for Bala. Chief ends up tripping over a banana peel there, then gets eliminated from the game by Knight. He'll go back to the scrap heap on the respawn. Chief puts it over to basically good try, better save. And the Niners have come to Manfield and absolutely annihilated ECU here in game one. A 5-1 scoreline for first blood in the series. Charlotte up 1-0.
Like Glaire's gonna go for a car change for game two. Is Charlotte? I mean, in your opinion, I mean, Fox, what went wrong for East Carolina here?
Well, ECU, they got outmaneuvered just about in every aspect of the game. When it came to demos, they were being demoed. When it came to defense, they were conceding a lot of opportunities early. Like we saw that little goal off the back wall where I believe Glare was on the back wall thinking he had enough momentum, enough speed, but ball is right there and he's just ready to fire right into the net. So you got to be careful. You got to have eyes in the back of your head. You got to swivel that camera. Make sure, keep an eye on these Charlotte players. We've seen them go for demos in game one, and we'll see a demo inadvertently in game two, the start, as Bala with a clean flick opens a scoring 3 seconds in.
Just like game one. I mean, again, off the kickoff, Charlotte's immediately jumping in opportunities. They're putting East Carolina in bad spots defensively, and they put ECU into a 3-0 hole in game one very early on. We'll see if they can put a similar situation here in game two.
Chief is going to meet Knight in the air. Good 50. Lazy continuing to keep the ball, poking it, being a little bit of a nuisance to the ECU defense. Bala now redirect off the sidewall. Tried to go for the double. It will drift wide. Chief being met there with another stiff, sturdy challenge. As soon as ECU gets the ball anywhere near their car, there is a Charlotte player right there, just like that, to either demo them or challenge them almost immediately. That, for me, is the difference right now. Charlotte's speed. You got to do something if you're ECU to throw them off a little bit. That challenge by Bala takes the possession right away from Chief as soon as he got it almost. ECU on a little bit of desperation mode will clear the ball. Lazy picks it right back up. And another demo, basically getting taken out off your screen. Lazy trying to drive something in the corner. Bala's right there. Bala gets taken out. ECU starting to bite back a little bit.
1 minute down in game two. It's 1-0. Not as bad of a start as game one was for the Pirates of East Carolina. But again, still, you're not liking a 6-1 run in a series like this.
Knight's mom has entered the chat. If you are just joining us, Knight's mom, your son and his squad with a big-time win in game one. They're already off to a great start here in game two as Chief will deny Bala his opportunity. But here is the aforementioned Knight. Goes for the redirect. It's a little high. But again, the support here from the teammates of Charlotte. They're using each other. They're finding each other. It's almost like purple cars don't even exist on the field. Luckily, one did for the save here, but the pressure continues for the Niners. They are all over ECU right now.
3:12 to go. A shot there from Chief couldn't find its way through. 2 minutes down in game two. Still just a 1-0 start. ECU trying to level things up. Couldn't quite get it to fall there. And again, the Charlotte defense still near perfect time, just allowing 1 goal through 8 minutes.
Chance here for Glare to shoot. Bala reaches up, makes that touch. Up and away. Knight has missed that ball. The tanks here for Charlotte, very empty, basically tries to open up the field for his team and does. Charlotte got caught napping. They had less than 30 boosts between the three of them there for a moment. And ECU makes them pay. Great little passing play there, basically making sure that ball goes into the net.
2:45 to go, 1-1. As we approach the halfway mark, Charlotte leveled up at 1. Their defense falls apart a little bit, but again, you mentioned game two being a closer, tighter game that we've gotten so far.
Yep, something about it, man. That game one, it's either very close or it's not. I don't think there's really an in-between. I've casted quite for a couple years now, and something about game one, I don't know what it is. Both teams getting used to each other, getting used to the series. The feel of it, Glaire's going to put one on for Lazy to deal with, no problems. The problems might happen now as Glare gets the ball right back. ECU starting to get a little bit of be in their bonnet style Rocket League here, starting to increase the pace, increase the speed. And I've not heard very many demo explosions either. It seems like ECU has been able to avoid a lot of that Charlotte physicality, at least in the last 2 minutes.
We saw a lot of physicality early on in game one, even in first minute here in game two. Haven't quite seen much of it, though, in the back half of the second game. The shot from Lazy is good from a second.
Excellent placement. Excellent placement out of Lazy. Basically went forward, grabbed the boost. Lazy sends him flying into the defensive zone with a bump. And after opening up that space for him, he's able to find a loose ball that was not able to be caught up by either of the two remaining ECU players in their defensive half. And a great shot, great goal here for Charlotte. They'll increase their lead yet again. ECU have yet another little mountain to climb to try and get back in this one.
Is Lazy going to find another minute 39 to go? And Charlotte a quick 2-0 run to jump up by 2 here with just over a minute and a half left.
Oh, that's a backbreaker. That is a backbreaker style goal. A ball that gets shot from one box all the way down and into the net of the other. Great usage of his time and space by Lazy to pick that loose pocket for the ball, slotting it home. Even though you are as pretty much as far away from the other team's goal as possible, you can still score, which we just saw from Lazy. Now Glare going to try a double. Let's go through for basically great team play again. ECU, they're not going away.
1:23, and we're just kind of going back and forth with goals here. Just 16 seconds from the last goal, and East Carolina back within 1, still trailing though with more than a minute left to go. But again, plenty of time. Don't get to panic with 83 seconds left.
Yep, it has been that duo basically and Glare together, as basically would finish the first goal off of the Glare touch. That one much more of a fake passing play. Ended up working, so those two really starting to chip in for ECU. They're going to need another contribution from somebody, though. They don't want to go down in a 2-0 hole headed into a DFH Stadium, as Lazy will dump this ball out. Glare's got to be careful. Knight's in his back pocket. It doesn't matter. Lazy, again, another shot from about as far away from the goal as you can get. He's in his own zone. That ball, if you want to win this conference championship, that ball cannot go in your net.
56 seconds. And just almost 20 seconds later, Charlotte right back to where they started, 4-2. Third goal allowed, though, for ECU. And at this point in the series, Fox, if we go to 2-0, how do you start to feel about your odds if you're East Carolina?
Well, you're starting to feel the pressure now for sure. Basically does well to beat 2 Niners there. He needs something midfield for his team. He's got Glare waiting and watching. Glare puts one on target. The rebound was not dealt with by Charlotte. ECU once again have climbed within a goal, and there it is yet again. It's basically and Glare teaming up to punish Charlotte yet again.
ECU back within 1, 36 seconds, Fox, and now this is a little bit scary. If you're Charlotte, you cut a lead from 3 down to 1 if you're East Carolina. But again, 30 seconds is still more than manageable now for one more goal here for the Pirates.
How big are those 2 goals from Lazy going the entire length of the field? If those 2 goals have not gone in, it's a 3-2 game for ECU. But what's done is done. You have less than 15 seconds coming up here to try and find that last goal. Basically gets denied by Bala. He will clear. Not as far away from the goal as you can get. Here comes Glare. He's going to take to the heavens. Flip reset. Goes under Lazy, but tries to. Lazy got the better of that one. Chief now picks up the ball. Chief has got some space off the demo play. That ball's headed straight down, touching the turf, and Charlotte. 2-0 in the series. They survived the ECU comeback.
Charlotte going to move this series to 2-0 after 10 minutes, and now we're potentially halfway through this set, Fox. Only 2 games in, and East Carolina not having the start they wanted.
Nope, absolutely not. Basically, and Glare finally started to find some offense together. Poor Chief seemed to struggle to find his right fit in that. And then on the other side, a full team effort. Every single player for Charlotte was involved some way. 4 goals, 4 assists on their offensive attack. So I'm looking at Chief to try and help push ECU. You know, they were close right there, but they did not get that final push over the finish line and get a game win. Looking for Chief to, contribute just a little bit more, help his teammates out, and then East Carolina, they've got a chance to make this a series with a Game 3 win.
Absolutely, and I think if you're East Carolina here, this is a must-win. You can't drop Game 3. Then your tournament fate is in the hands of a selection committee that, again, probably isn't going to quite value the American much this season. But again, if you're ECU, it is what it is at this point. You got to go out and attack here in Game 3.
Yep, absolutely. And for the committee, you definitely don't want a glaring 4-0 defeat staring at you in the face. You want at least to make it somewhat of a series. So even if you do drop, you want to put your name out there. Like you said, this one will be cleared away by Chief. He's got a chance to carry forward. Gets dunked there immediately by Knight, as he will try to put on some pressure. Basically alleviates that with a good touch. Has found Chief. Now back to Basically. Not much boost to shoot with. Lazy will send that one away easily to the sidewall. And now Glare right back in. The Charlotte defense has vacated the premises, and a couple shots hit the goalpost from ECU. We stay scoreless, but they were close.
Absolutely they were, and 1 minute in, it's still 0-0. A couple of good looks for ECU. Going off the bar and out of harm's way for the Charlotte defense that has been near lights out tonight, and we'll see if they could shut out ECU again here in Game 3, but Fox, it's looking grim already for the Pirates of East Carolina.
Oh, that's a turnover to Bala. A couple players for ECU got caught up in the corner. Luckily for them, they all got back to the house in time. Basically, a chance to go with Glare. Got to be careful with the boost amounts there, as Glare will take a player out on his way through. But now Lazy. Open field to pass for Knight. His shot does get denied. Basically was right underneath that shot. A deflection in front. Too high. But now Charlotte starting to once again crank up that offensive pressure that we have seen them find pay dirt time and time again, much to the Niner name. And this passing play is going to work like a charm. Knight over to Lazy, goal number 1. And, I mean, even so, even with the pass, Knight's car actually kind of screened the goalkeeper there. He had no idea where that shot was coming from till it was in the net.
At 3:05 left, and Charlotte's offense still on a heater right now, Fox. I mean, it's been a lot of 49er offense and very little 49er defense. Had to really deal with much attacking power. There's a second for Lazy.
Lazy just can't seem to do anything wrong right now when it comes to scoring. He's finding ways to score from just about everywhere. I mean, he falls on this ball. It ends up being a perfect pinch off of he and his teammate, and it just goes straight into the net. I don't blame the goalie for not expecting a shot. He's just falling, and it works out perfectly. When the ball luck is going your way, it is going your way, and Lazy is using it to his full advantage.
And Demo there on the front side, an open net, basically. The Pirates back within 1.
A great play here from Chief. Follows the ball, ends up taking Bala right out of the play. Knight tried to pick up the slack there, but with no ability to reach that ball with the boost he had. Basically, he's got an open net. He'll fire away. So a great demo out of Chief there sets up that goal. ECU right back to within 1. This is the storyline we saw a lot in Game 2, Nation, where Charlotte would go up. East Carolina, they kept trying to claw back, but they never quite got there. And that's why they ended up down in a 2-0 series deficit.
And the physicality going to continue. A bump there opens up the ECU goal, and both teams now going to take turns scoring a goal where a demo or a bump was involved in the back line, and it's now back to a 2-goal hole for ECU.
I mean, right now, strong MVP candidate in this first 2.5 games for Lazy right now for his club. Scoring, bumping, doing just about anything and everything you could want for Charlotte right now, as he will carry this ball up and away from the oncoming ECU attack. Ends up making the Pirates burn a lot of their boosts, and now here comes Lazy. Can he do something else? Goes for the straight-on carry. Glare denies him, but the rebound caused by that ends up in the net. A beautiful little touch from Bala, and the Lazy and the Charlotte show continues.
That it does, and it's continued for quite some time now. Fox 4-1, and I told you earlier pregame that Charlotte, I felt they were going to be dominant tonight, and that they've been.
Apparently Nation knows ball. Or either that, or he knew that Lazy was absolutely on fire. Now pre-jumping Knight's pass. It almost works, but it was a fake the whole time, as in the back door slides Bala. Knight says, here you go. You thinking Lazy has it. That's what Chief thought as well. And then Bala's just right there to slot it home. Bang, bang. Charlotte is making a clinic of this series.
5-1, another blowout here in Game 3, so it's now 2 blowouts if this one will hold for the 49er defense. And what do you do if you're at this point for ECU Fox? If this game continues to go the way it's gone, what do you do in Game 4 to even think about how you can attack and get yourself a chance to fight in this series?
I think for any sort of comeback right now, with the way that Charlotte's offense is clicking, you have to throw a little bit of doubt into this 49er team, and I think a shutout would do just that. You need one of those close games, 1-0, 2-0 style shutout in Game 4 for ECU to get that first win, get some momentum, and kind of, make Charlotte have to think just a little bit, because right now Charlotte is firing on every single cylinder they have. The Niners are absolutely ready to take this conference for themselves. ECU, they don't have answers right now, and they need something. They need that ripple effect to throw off Charlotte right now.
1:05 to go here in Game 3. Charlotte 5-1, the current score. And again, we could be, buying a ticket to Rio here in a couple of seconds if this score will, score two more times, which is not out of the realm of possibility, I'd say, with 50 seconds left.
Ooh, Knight's trying to do just that. He's got Lazy in front, and why not? I mean, if the beast is feeding, just keep feeding him. As Knight will put this one off the backboard sheaf and basically just get tied up there. And that is a mistake that ends up in the back of your net yet again. And Lazy, I mean, his performance has been insane thus far in this series. He's not atop the scoreboard, though, in terms of points. That currently belongs to Bala. But he and Lazy both have a hat trick here, and there was almost the ticket. Charlotte not quite done yet. I think they want the ticket that you spoke of, Nation.
Yeah,
but ECU... Oh, that shot like that needs to go in. It finally will from Chief. Basically, his redirect was a gorgeous one. It hits the bar, though. He solved Lazy with that touch, and the ticket will have to wait, because with their second goal, ECU closes the gap to 4 with about 28 seconds left to go.
Yeah, 2 Charlotte players with hat tricks, and Knight's got a playmaker here in game number 3, and it's just been all Charlotte. ECU kind of just gets one in garbage time, and now at this point you look forward to game 4 and hope that there's some some faith going their way and some luck going their way in terms of 50s in game 4, which it hasn't gone in the first 15 minutes here.
It's time for the lean forward, the shrimp posture, whatever you got to do. Right now, ECU, their entire season is going to come down to the next 4 games. And if you don't want it to end next game, you have to find a way to beat a Charlotte team that has absolutely been dismantling you 3-0, as we will head to Utopia with East Carolina on their final life.
On to game 4. Fox, I got to ask you, how long can ECU hang here? Is it done in 4, or will they push to game 5 if not longer?
Well, the last game to close out a team, even in a one-sided series, I always feel like the last game to close out a team is the toughest. Because as the winning team, you're right there, your excitement starts to build, you start to feel it a little bit, you get those butterflies, you're almost done. On the other side, that team's back is against the wall. Once you have that unstoppable force meeting that immovable object sort of feel, it takes that extra step to push past and get the series win. So, I mean, I could easily see this one going to 5, but unless East Carolina drastically changes something, I don't see it going past 5.
I think I would agree with that. I think 5 is probably where I would have this series over. And at this point, I honestly thought this would be 6 games. But going into it, I thought ECU would put up a fight. But so far tonight, Charlotte is on another level. They've been completely dominant.
I'm a big fan of what ECU did there. They had instantly readied up the past 3 games. That game, they used their full 60-second slot. And I don't know if it was just time to breathe, if they were talking about it, but either way, they used the full 60 seconds, almost like a miniature timeout, and they're going to get a little extra time, thanks to good old Rocket League servers, taking Bala just that extra second to get in, but he has arrived. We're ready to go. ECU on their final life. What can they do here to try and save their season here in the conference championship? Because right now, Charlotte, who has outscored them a bunch to 4, I mean, they're doing just about everything right.
There's only ever been 4 best-of-7 reverse sweeps in CCS history. Only 4. So odds are heavily stacked against East Carolina now, with Charlotte looking for an early start, Fox. And again, winning 4 games in a row against a very talented roster such as Charlotte's going to be an improbable task for ECU to try to overcome.
Glare goes to the sidewall. Good usage of the wall to his advantage. Has gotten Chief a chance to send the ball towards midfield. Basically, not quite. As the passing play, it looked good up until the shot. Didn't quite find the accuracy needed. Now Charlotte back the other way. Has a chance for Lazy to shoot. Does this man miss? I mean, I'm having trouble saying anything but no.
I mean, it just feels like every time you're talking about a Charlotte goal, Lazy is involved one way or the other. And 51 seconds, and it's a 109er lead.
That is not the start ECU wanted. A 1-0 lead, and we have seen games for Charlotte. Games 1 and 3 have gotten out of hand very quickly. Game 2 was much closer, as ECU only dropped by 1 goal, and that's what you need. You need something to close that gap, and Glare has got it. Bala got caught a little bit slow there on the air dribble. Chief will pick his pocket, and Glare dumps it in the net. We are right back where we started, just about 1 minute less on the clock.
Back to equilibrium. 1 minute in with 1 second gone off now. Lazy one-on-one. Weak shot there. Chief will make the save wide left towards the corner. And Charlotte, a given opportunity gone by the wayside. Fox and ECU's defense will finally make a defensive stand.
Have to wonder how much the sobriety factor for Chief is impacting ECU's chances here. Gotta be careful. Here is Chief, as he will dribble that ball up, and away. We've seen that name change back and forth in CCS history. You'll love to see it. Basically, his chance does get given away to Lazy, but a good challenge here by Chief. ECU's got a little bit of pressure here. They have to be careful with the resources, because Charlotte's counterattacks have been downright deadly, from shots from their own zone to creating outnumbered opportunities with their speed. Knight chasing that one down. Chief said no.
Yeah, Chief extra sober now in game 4. I've gotten to watch Aviator from Texas when they pulled off that 14/3 upset in season 4. He was definitely not sober that night, he said, but 2 minutes off the clock. It is a 1-1 bout here in game 4.
Chief not sober, Chief extra sober. It all depends. I think that's a good demo by basically opens the door here. Chief puts one off the back wall. ECU continuing the pressure. Although nothing on target. They, caused a little bit of chaos in the Charlotte zone, but they never forced a player to make a save. You need to keep them honest and put shots on target. You never know what might could happen, as Bala will stick his nose in, take the ball away from that. But that's a beautiful passing play. Almost ended up being a shot. Deflects post and out. Charlotte trying to counterattack. Bala gets destroyed via demo, and ECU will clear. This is better from East Carolina. As soon as Charlotte tries to put it back in their zone, ECU is meeting them with a sturdy and stout defensive maneuvers.
2:05 here to go in game 4. 2-minute warning approaching us here. Charlotte almost an open look for Lazy. He was turned the wrong way, Fox. It could have been a 2-1 lead there for the 49ers. Now Lazy back in front, going to take his time. Glare looking for help down low, has no one home. Charlotte almost another open look.
Nice demo from Chief. Now Glare looking for that pass from basically Bala. Made sure that one didn't connect. ECU punting the ball right back off the back wall. Charlotte has a lot of boost here. Looked like maybe the lack of boost pads in their zone could have contributed. But with their boost conservation, they had boost. They do outlet the zone, and now here they come. Knight will take a bite out of basically. Now Glare has to be careful. Has given the ball away right in front, and Knight will score. And Charlotte are now officially 82 seconds away from a conference title.
122, Charlotte 82 seconds away, like you mentioned, from a 5th straight trip to the CCS championships.
That's a huge goal for Knight. And now ECU feeling the pressure, as they have kept this game close up until that moment. And now is all hands on deck for the Pirates. The ship is starting to sink, and that is what you need. The response from a man who has found a lot of offensive presence this game for ECU. It's not been much as a team, but he's been involved in just about all of it.
Glare, one of the best players that's come through East Carolina in CCS. In a minute 10 to go, going to find a second, an equalizer for the Pirates. Now we're back to equilibrium again, Fox, and that lead did not last very long. We'll see if ECU can get a lead here and hold on to it.
Oh, that ball is going to get through. Bala trying to get through with Knight as well, but both players do get denied by a good save there by Glare. Glare trying to do his best Lazy impression, being everywhere his team needs him here in game 4. He's there for the shot as well, but plethora of players go, and it does get deflected. Now Lazy has beaten Chief. Open net for Knight, and the beat there at midfield by Lazy sets up Knight for the goal. And now, they're 42 seconds away from a conference title.
Just 40 seconds. 40 seconds from that past Charlotte goal at the minute 22 mark before it was quickly given up by Glare, and it's Glare again with no boost this time. Now he's got a full tank at 38 to go. ECU in desperation.
Chief actually stopped and let Glare take that boost play. Good team effort there because Glare had more momentum and a better angle at that ball. And now here is Glare punting the ball up and over everybody. Bala is last man. Great play. He will get bumped off of it, but that touch from Bala was enough to get it behind the final players for ECU, and that will eat away a lot of clock. And unless the Pirates have something left in the cannons, it is all over, and Charlotte are going to sink the #1 seed in 4 games as they will finish this one off. Big time squishy save by Glare, but it is over. And Charlotte came to town and they dealt with business, and they found the gold they needed to go through.
Charlotte going to wrap it up in 4. They're punching their ticket box to a 5th straight CCS championships. Like we all expected, they were dominant tonight in utter fashion. And it's going to be an interesting tournament to watch for sure. We'll see how Charlotte's season will continue to progress in the tournament. But nonetheless, thank you for watching. We'll be back here in about 20 minutes for FIU Sam Houston.